A dramatic scene unfolded at the United Nations General Assembly as delegates walked out in protest during Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's speech. This event, which took place amidst the ongoing conflict in Gaza, sparked intense discussions and raised crucial questions about the role of international diplomacy in resolving such crises. The backdrop: a speech and a walkout. Netanyahu, known for his bold and often controversial statements, vowed to finish the job of eliminating Hamas in Gaza. This declaration, made in front of the UN General Assembly, was met with immediate dissent. Dozens of delegates, in a powerful display of dissent, chose to leave the room before Netanyahu even began speaking. This walkout sent a clear message of disapproval and sparked a wave of reactions. Visual aids and their impact. Netanyahu's speech was not just a verbal address, it was a multimedia presentation. He employed props, maps, and diagrams to drive home his points. For instance, he wore a QR code button, urging people to remember the October 7th attacks. He also brought out a map, highlighting what he called the curse of Iran's terror axis. These visual aids, while attention-grabbing, also sparked controversy. Some saw them as a clever use of technology, while others questioned their appropriateness in a diplomatic setting. A history of visual diplomacy. Netanyahu is not the first leader to use visual aids to make a point at the UN. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, for example, showed delegates a photo collage of children killed in Gaza. However, Netanyahu's approach and the reactions it elicited highlight the fine line between engaging diplomacy and potential provocation. The Gaza conflict and international response. The ongoing war in Gaza has been a focal point of international attention and criticism. Netanyahu, in his speech, slammed this criticism, accusing world leaders of caving in to biased media, radical Islamist constituencies, and anti-Semitic mobs. He argued that Israel's response to the October 7th attack was justified and that global support quickly evaporated. The Gaza border broadcast. In a move that further escalated tensions, Netanyahu's speech was broadcast via loudspeakers on the Gaza border. This action, part of what his office called a public diplomacy effort, was met with mixed reactions. While some saw it as a bold move to directly address the situation, others, including the families of Israeli hostages, viewed it as a form of psychological abuse. The human cost. Children in Gaza. The conflict in Gaza has had a devastating impact on children. Over 50,000 children have been killed or injured, according to the UN's Children's Agency. Majd al-Shagnabi, a 15-year-old from Gaza, is a testament to the horrors faced by children in this war. His story, which involves a blast injury and a medical evacuation to the UK, highlights the urgent need for relief and medical support in Gaza. Proposed solutions and controversies. Amidst the chaos, there have been attempts to find a solution. Former British Prime Minister Tony Blair has been in discussions with U.S. authorities about leading a transitional authority in Gaza in the event of a ceasefire. However, this proposal has raised eyebrows, especially given Blair's role in the Iraq War. The idea has gained support in Washington, D.C., but it remains a controversial suggestion. Famine and international isolation. The situation in Gaza is dire, with a confirmed famine taking place. Israel's plan to broadcast Netanyahu's speech to Gaza residents using loudspeakers has been met with criticism. Opposition leader Yair Lapid suggested that loudspeakers should be placed at the UN instead, so Netanyahu can hear the cries of the hostages. The future of Gaza and Palestinian statehood. The recognition of a Palestinian state by France and other Western nations has deepened Israel's international isolation. Netanyahu, backed by the U.S., has vowed to respond to this move. Meanwhile, President Trump has proposed a peace plan to end the war in Gaza, which has been met with mixed reactions from regional leaders. The annexation of the West Bank by Israel remains a contentious issue, with Saudi Arabia and other regional powers making it a red line for normalization of ties with Israel. Netanyahu's unusual flight route, in a move that underscores the political and legal complexities of the situation, Netanyahu took an unusual flight route to the U.S. This route was chosen to avoid countries that could enforce an outstanding arrest warrant against him for alleged war crimes. The International Criminal Court issued this warrant last November, and Netanyahu's flight path highlights the delicate balance between diplomacy and legal obligations. Hamas' defense of the October 7th attacks. A senior Hamas official, Ghazi Hamad, has defended the deadly October 7th attacks on Israel. He sees these attacks as a golden moment for the Palestinian cause, despite the tens of thousands of deaths in Gaza. This perspective, while controversial, highlights the deep divisions and differing narratives surrounding the conflict. The way forward, a call for dialogue. The events surrounding Netanyahu's speech at the UN General Assembly serve as a stark reminder of the complexities and emotions involved in international diplomacy, especially in the context of ongoing conflicts. While the walkout and subsequent reactions may have been dramatic, they also underscore the need for open dialogue and a search for peaceful solutions. As the world watches, the future of Gaza and the broader Middle East hangs in the balance, awaiting a resolution that can bring an end to the suffering and pave the way for a more stable and peaceful region.